Hey, it's an exciting morning. You've jacked in to Buffy's Angels here on the Patreon of the franchise. Hey, I am Daniel Ehrenberg, and that's Logan B. Adair. All right? Logan Buffy Adair. How are you, buddy?
I'm great. How are you, Daniel?
I'm excited. We're finishing season 2 of Buffy today.
I watched the season 3 finale.
Fuck you. No, this is major stuff. We'll start
She
season 3.
got married. It was crazy.
Oh my god.
To Joe. Joe showed up. They got married.
Oh, you missed his introduction in season 3, episode 8.
She was gonna marry Xander, but Joe killed Xander and put on a Xander mask and married her instead.
Wait, I don't remember that. That sounds wild.
Oh, you don't remember?
No, wow. All right.
I ranked it number 1. It was my favorite episode.
It sounds like it would be great, frankly.
I didn't like the penultimate episode though.
No.
That one was boring.
Well, that one has that Willow subplot where she turns into a horse.
Yeah, during the bachelorette party.
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
All right. No, season 2 of Buffy. We're finishing it up today. It's one of the great seasons in TV history, according to many, including myself, even though season 3 is my preferred season. All right. Let's dive right in. Becoming parts 1 and 2, both parts written and directed by series creator Joss Whedon. All right.
What's Josh short for?
Joss is short for nothing. His name is actually Joe, and he changed it to Joss because he thought it sounded cooler.
Oh yeah, I think you told me that one time.
Yeah.
It does sound cooler, probably, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You got that right.
It's a little lame that he changed his name, but it does sound cooler.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, if you don't know that he changed his name, you'd think it was cool.
Yeah.
All right, May 12th, 1998 was the date of Becoming Part 1. All right. The other big program that night on CBS was the Miss Universe pageant, Logan, at which Wendy Fitzwilliam from the great country of Trinidad and Tobago won. All right.
Wow, there was a challenge season there.
Was there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you remember which one?
11 or 12?
Is that where Kendra's from?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
The number 1 song in America was still Too Close by Next. Too Close. Yeah, so that's a great song. The number 1 movie in America, debuting at number 1 this week, Deep Impact, which we covered. You could go back and listen to our episode on it on And Twins.
Yeah, pretty sincere movie about the world coming to an end. I like it.
Yeah, I watched the final season of Better Call Saul this week, and those killer twin guys from Breaking Bad showed up, and the second they showed
up, my God.
I said out loud, "And twins!"
That's exciting. I love those guys.
Yeah. All right, the big
He Got Game. I think that was new, right? I have that written down, so that must have come out.
Oh, I didn't even write that down. Good for you. The big album release this week was Lenny Kravitz's 5th album, notable for its huge hit song, I Want to Get Away, I Want to Fly Away. What a classic. That was on K-Rock fucking once an hour for 2 years. All right. K-Rock was 92.3 K-Rock. That was my music station of choice around this time. All right?
Mm-hmm.
What a great rock and roll station. All right. They had Howard Stern in the mornings and then just fart rock for the rest of the day, baby. All right. This Thursday, in 2 days from now, May 14th, 1998, of course, is the Seinfeld series finale.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah, which garnered 76.3 million live viewers.
Oh, my God.
Outrageous.
Nothing would do that today.
Nothing. Not even
Maybe
the Super Bowl. Nope.
Yeah,
Super Bowl gets 40, 50 million.
And that's the biggest thing, right?
million. It was at the time, I think it was the second biggest TV show ever after the MASH finale.
Yeah, that's the biggest one.
Yeah. And this was and NBC charged advertisers $2 million a piece for a 30-second commercial for that.
Wow.
Amazing. The same day, though, we were all in mourning, Logan, because the great Frank Sinatra had passed away.
Of what?
Of being an old piece of shit.
You don't like him?
Frank Sinatra? No.
Whatever do to you? He just made old tunes.
I'm Jewish. I assume he was an asshole to one of us.
Doesn't he have that? I want to be a part of it. Isn't that him?
Yeah.
New York. You don't like that one?
One of the best. No, I don't. I never really did. But one of the best things that ever happened in my lifetime was Time Out New York, which is a great New York magazine. They put out a list in like the late 2000s of the 50 best songs about New York, all right? And every list always had New York at number one. But I'll tell you something that had come out very recently, within the past year at this time. Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. And they popped that in at number one. New York, number two. Fuck cool. You, Frank.
That's cool.
I was so pumped when that happened. All right.
You think that's the best one still?
About New York?
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite is NYC by Interpol. But I guess if you're talking about like really popular songs, yes.
All right.
You know, I remember when that came out, like you'd hear it.
I've got Sweet Home Alabama.
That's a classic. But when Empire State of Mind came out, you'd walk around New York. It was like the summer, and you'd like hear that slogan for winning the only Emmy that Buffy ever won.
Part one is?
Yeah, part one.
That's cool.
It won the Emmy for
Kendra. She won the Emmy.
Yes, best guest actress in a drama series. No, best music composition.
Okay.
All right, they won for the score.
Interesting. I gotta go back.
Yeah, it was great score by Christoph Beck, and I looked up, like, you know, they're kind of more willing to give that award to like sci-fi shit and like fantasy shit than other stuff. Like I saw like 2 years after this, Xena won that, which blew me away. Most recent winner, Severance.
Okay, never seen that.
Really?
No, you never saw it?
That's like the best show on TV.
Ooh, never saw it.
Well, number 2, it's the Succession.
Is it multiple seasons of that?
No, just one.
Oh my god, I've got to watch it.
Yeah, get up
Is it coming
on
back?
that. Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah, all right.
After I gotta watch Better Call Saul first.
Yeah. No, that's necessary.
Number one is Beau is Afraid. Next, Better Call Saul, I think.
Better Call Beau.
Better Call.
Combine them.
Saul is Afraid.
Saul is afraid. I'll tell you what, Saul was afraid a lot of that season. All right. Let's get into it, Logan. Why don't you scrote all of them notes? Of course, I'm speaking in a bad Irish accent in commemoration of David Boreanaz.
What's Saul's real name?
Jimmy McGill.
Jimmy McGill. All right, so
Slippin' Jimmy, as you might recall.
I thought he had a great Irish accent, by the way.
He
nailed it.
It's on. To be honest, it's not as bad as I remembered it, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I feel the same way. You sort of hyped it up that we hear it at one point. It's really bad.
Yeah,
and I thought it was a little bad, but he does it pretty quietly. That it's not so.
Well,
bad.
I noticed that in the scene with Drusilla in the confession, he kind of whispers all his lines, so it's like he doesn't even have to do it.
Yeah, but it can be loud, or she'll know something's up.
No, but you could hear it when he's talking to Darla. All right, let's get into it.
His friend especially at the very beginning, right?
Yeah,
that's when he's like,
why don't you just sleep there? Oh, all right.
So we open right then. Where were we? I just wrote 1753.
Galway, Ireland, 1753.
All right, yeah, it's Angel and his buddy. They're at you call it a pub in Ireland?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, they leave a pub, and he's like, there's a sexy lady over there. I'll go follow her home. I don't know what his intentions were, but he sees Darla, right?
Probably to fuck her.
Yeah, and he sees Darla, We don't know that, or he doesn't know that, but we know
We
that.
do, yeah.
Yes. And I don't know what happens, but something happens. My first note, okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Dave Matthews reference. Do you know
What?
what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Whenever he's like, show your world to me. He does that.
Yeah. He doesn't tell her to hike up her skirt a little more, but he does tell her to show her world to him.
Yeah, he literally says that. That was my first note.
Were you pumped to see Darla?
Absolutely, I was pumped to see Darla, and I knew it was coming because
her.
you told me one time that she was the one that turned him. So when it happened when we came back here,
well, we
I
knew
was like,
that.
oh my god,
we knew that from the episode Angel from season 1.
Oh, that was revealed in an episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew she was coming, and yeah, I was absolutely pumped to see her. Trying to think of her name. It's a B, something B.
Julie Benz.
Yep, Julie Benz, absolutely, from Rocky or from Rambo.
From Rambo 4. Yeah.
What's that one called though?
Just Rambo.
Oh, just Rambo. Okay, so that was fun. I enjoyed the Crash Into Me reference. And then what happened? He watches Buffy, and she's like fighting a guy, and Xander's at the cemetery.
You skipped the narration in that opening scene. How are you feeling about the narration from a guy we don't even know yet?
Yeah, I was a bit confused trying to think of who it was. I was like, is this Oz? No, this isn't Oz. Who is this? Yeah, I didn't really pick up on anything he was saying. Was it anything like significant?
Nah, I mean, Whedon had some shit to say.
I thought Angel was better at didn't Angel narrate an episode? I thought Angel.
Yeah, that was the Passion episode.
Yeah, he did a better job there, I think, but it was fine. I don't know if I like what's his name, the Whistler.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really understand him or like him really.
Well, don't worry about it because we'll never see him again.
Oh, really? I thought this was leading up to something.
It was actually supposed to be leading up to something on the Angel solo series. He was supposed to be like one of the main characters, and then like they couldn't get the actor for some reason, and so they had to like create this character Doyle, who's just sort of very similar.
Wow, it's like when they replaced the kid with the camera in those Harry Potter movies. There's like a kid with the camera in the first.
Colin Creevy.
Right, but then they kill him off, and there's like a new character, and you're like, what? Why is this?
That happened?
Maybe that's a book to movie thing. I don't remember what happened.
Wow.
Something weird happened with that kid. But anyway, where were we?
Talking about Whistler.
Oh yeah, Whistler. Anyway, so they're at the cemetery and Xander's there helping Buffy, but he sucks at it. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
They mentioned the finals coming up.
Right.
All right. So we see this guy, Doug. Do you like Doug?
Doug Perrin.
Wow, I didn't learn that.
Well, I took note. You know, we don't see him again. Obviously,
was that his wife, Mrs. Perrin?
No, I don't think so. I think that was just his office assistant. I mean, perhaps he was cheating on his wife with her. Who knows?
Yeah, I like to think so.
Yeah, I like to think so too. Getting that obelisk wet. Am I right?
Oh, gross.
All right.
So yeah, Giles visits this guy and he's like, "Hey Giles, you're a smart guy. What does this all mean?" He's like, "I don't know. I gotta translate it. Do not open it. Let me translate it first." And he's like, "All right."
By the way, did you recognize the actor who played that guy?
Who played Doug? No.
I think he's Mark.
I liked him though.
He's Mark Wahlberg's dad in the Fighter.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow. Can I tell you who Christian Bale's son was in The Fighter? I was going to save this for tomorrow, but I'll tell you now.
Tell me.
It's the little kid from Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa.
Holy fuck, really?
Yep.
That rules.
The little grandson. Oh. As soon as I saw him, I was like, that's the fucking Jackass kid. It blew my mind. I had to look up how much younger he was, because he looked a lot younger.
Yeah. All right.
I thought that was very cool. Anyway.
All right, so Giles is translating this tomb thing.
Yeah, whatever. We go to the cafeteria. You ready for this scene?
Yeah, I love this scene.
All right. Well, immediately, my first note: why is Willow sitting on Oz in the cafeteria?
Are you kidding me? Come on, they're a couple.
No, that's weird.
It's not weird. People did that in my school all the time.
Cordelia and Xander have been together longer, and she's not doing that on Xander.
Yeah, but this is like the first dude Willow's ever been with. She's like excited.
I know. Keep it together. It shows. I think that's one of those things like act like you've been here before.
Yeah, don't wear the band T-shirt to the concert of the band you're going to see.
Yeah, it's like that. It's exactly like that. I thought it was a little much, and so did Snyder. He comes in and he's like, "Hey, get the fuck off! No PDA in my fucking." Or he says classroom, and then Buffy's like, "This is a cafeteria."
No, what do you teach your lunch?
That was pretty funny. Yeah, but Snyder ends up on top at the end of this 2-part episode, right?
Yeah, you better believe
expels
it.
her ass.
Yeah, but you skipped the best part of that scene, of course. What? Xander's display of Buffy killing the vampire the previous night using fish sticks.
Yeah. Oh, that was pretty good. Yeah. That's where we start the scene.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Cordelia looking so good these last few episodes.
I actually noticed that. She does look great.
She looks so good. Anyway, so Buffy looks great here too. I wrote down Buffy red dress. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I don't know that I did notice that, but sure.
She looks so good. And I'm gonna bring something up. And I like the. Do you know like the Nick Jonas red dress thing?
No.
Oh, in the song "Burnin' Up," Nick Jonas.
That's all I know about that song.
There's a part where they say red dress and Nick Jonas goes red dress and he like really sells it, and it's a great part of that song. And you said red dress in the Hot Shots episode, and I tried to edit in the Nick Jonas saying, but it didn't really fit, and I didn't want to like stop so I didn't put it in. But I'll just say here, since we're on the red dress, I did think about it. So if anyone was listening to that and was like, they thought about the red dress Nick Jonas thing, I thought about it too. Just to let you know. I just couldn't really fit it there.
All right.
Anyway, so 1860.
Yeah, London,
1860. This is where Drusilla does her confession. So Angel was already obsessed with her, and then he turned into a vampire, and he's like, I got a great idea.
No, I legit think this is where he came across Drusilla. Like, he was just killing a random priest in the confessional, and then Drusilla came in and started talking about, like, having premonitions and shit, and Angel was like, oh, that's interesting.
I took it as he was there for a reason, and he was listening to her specifically. I didn't know that this was all happenstance.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, but she's like, so she's not a vampire, but she has powers?
Yeah, right? She always had those vision powers. The vampire thing is separate and incidental.
And her mom treats her like Carrie?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that was upsetting. I don't know if I knew that she had the powers before.
Well, we didn't. No, that's the reveal in this episode.
That's the big reveal of this episode?
No, it's not the big reveal, but it's a reveal.
Oh, you said it like... all right. Something I thought was weird. Drusilla's like, I have visions of a museum and a tomb, and Spike's like, no, she actually read it in the newspaper. Was that like was that a joke? I don't really know what they're going for there.
I think Drusilla was playing it up, and Spike was like, calm down.
Oh, and that scene didn't really work for me. I really get it. That's fine. Anyway, so Jenny Calendar classroom, the big scene where they find the
floppy disk.
Yeah. So when did that happen? What episode was that? That was like 3 episodes ago, 4 episodes ago.
No, that was all the way back in Innocence, episode 14. This is now.
What? That was like 8 episodes ago.
Yeah, this is 7 episodes ago, I think.
That's when Jenny Calendar died?
Yeah. Oh, no. You're right. It was that episode. No, that's Passion, which is episode 17.
Okay. So Buffy and Willow are, as you guys remember, Willow, she took over Jenny Calendar's classroom.
Yeah.
Because I guess they couldn't find a substitute. And so she's in there teaching Buffy stuff, working on the like finals coming up, and she drops her pencil and she picks it up and nothing happens. She just like picks it up and then she's like, oh wait, deja vu or something. And so she reaches down again and she finds it, but they don't really figure it out. I don't know.
No, they do. They put the disc right in and immediately figure it out.
But then why don't they get it working immediately?
Because they need like supplies and shit.
Oh, I guess that's what it is. Oh yeah, but they realize it's the right spell.
Yeah, I always thought it was interesting that she doesn't find it when she drops her pencil at first. I think the implication is that the deja vu thing is like part of her like innate Slayer powers.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that. I didn't realize. I didn't think like if we were supposed to remember her previously in this situation.
No.
I was like, what was that for us? I really understand.
No, I think it's like how she has dreams of like shit that's gonna come. You know,
Does
like
do
when
that a lot?
well, not a lot, but remember she like dreamt about the master before she saw him.
Okay, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right. So she takes it to the library and she shows them all, and Xander is like, "So fucking what? This dude killed Jenny Calendar, who he doesn't like Angel anyway, really. But he's like, I don't want to bring this dude back. He killed my favorite teacher that hit on me that one time whenever all the ladies were enchanted, and so he says something at one point, and Giles is like, "Hey, shut the fuck up!" And they start yelling at each other, and then this is where I wrote Cordelia hot. It's this scene.
That was your takeaway. But well, I like the moment where she sticks up for him, and then he goes, "Would you please support me just for once?" And I realize now that you were just doing that, and I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
I love Xander in this scene. I think he makes honestly great points.
Yeah.
But I understand everybody's bristling at it. Yeah, okay. What do you got next?
I think it should be up to Giles.
Because like that's like Jenny's last wish and he was with her.
Or he's the one that was closest to her. I think it should be up to him what they do with Angel. Sort of how I feel about the death penalty.
I think it should be up to Buffy because, like, the only reason Jenny was putting that together was to like gain favor with Buffy, who's like still hated her.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so, like, I think it should be on her, but whatever.
But they realize
ultimately
now,
it's on Willow.
And they realize now that the last thing Jenny did was try and help Buffy by getting this thing.
Yeah, it helps her legacy a little bit with the Scooby gang.
Absolutely. And with the show, I thought the show handled it really well. Jenny's leaving, and this was like her last goodbye. Well, I guess she's in the next episode, but yeah. I thought that was good. All right, so what happened? They go in, the Angel, and
you skipped a flashback.
Oh, what happened?
The Romanian woods, 1898.
Oh yeah, I didn't understand this.
Oh, that was just Angel getting the curse put on him.
No, he like runs into a town and he just falls down because there's a woman doing something. I didn't really get it.
The old lady is the gypsy, and he had just murdered the gypsy girl, and then the old lady's putting his soul back, and then the old guy that talks to him is like the dad of the girl he killed, and he's like, "Get ready to feel some fucking pain, asshole."
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that happened. Are we going up in time? Is that what's happening? Well, so 1753, 1860, when was that?
This is 1898. Yeah, we're going up in time.
Well, I guess I knew we were going up. I guess I was just trying to figure out how. And then we go to 1996 next, right?
That's right.
All right, so Buffy... So they go. So Spike and Drusilla and Angel, they go to the place and they kill the guy Doug, and they're like, "Hey, this is our fucking museum now, buddy." And so they open the thing at this point.
Yeah. You think it was the same museum that the Inca mummy girl was in?
That's interesting. Is that when that one guy was trying to steal something from it?
Yeah.
Oh no, we're thinking of two different things. No, I don't think so. It looks very different.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, but this wasn't like the display part. Like we saw them on a class trip there. Now this is in like the offices of the museum.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I sort of thought it was like his home at first. But
no.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think so though. But why would you have two different museums in Sunnydale?
I don't know. Yeah, it's not that big a town.
So it probably is the same one.
Could be.
All right. Anyway, so they say basically there's a sword inside the guy, and if you're worthy, you'll be able to take it out or whatever. But Angel tries, he doesn't succeed.
A Cathla, by the way.
Oh,
is the name of this demon? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. By the way, did we say the other guy was a demon?
Who?
Whiskers. Whistle.
We only see him in flashbacks in this episode, I think.
He's in flashbacks?
He's in the Manhattan flashback.
What?
Do you remember Angel talks to a guy in New York for a long time?
Yeah, but he's not in the flashbacks. He talks to Buffy at one point.
Yeah.
In like Giles' house. That's not a flashback.
But he also talks to Angel in the flashback to Manhattan.
Okay, but you said he's only in flashbacks, which is not true.
He's only in flashbacks in Becoming Part 1. We see
okay.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
Sorry. All right, so Buffy's at home. She's talking to Willow on the phone. She's like, Willow, where did you learn that language? That's horrible.
Yeah, what word do you think she said there?
Motherfucker.
Could be.
No, she said cunt.
Oh, listen to this guy. Oh, you're going to bleep that, aren't you?
Should I? I didn't think about it.
Don't. Please don't.
Xander's a cunt.
Oh.
And wasn't that what they were talking about, Xander? Like how bad Xander was being?
He's being a real prick.
What do you think it was?
Motherfucker sounds about right. I can't picture Willow saying cunt.
Maybe douchebag. Maybe it was just douchebag, something like that.
Maybe.
I'll bleep that one. I'll bleep douchebag.
No.
All right. So then Buffy goes off. Right? She goes off on her adventure. She gets like word that she's got to. What happened? I don't remember. She ends up finding Kendra though.
Yeah. She finds that colada ring. In her drawer, and then she goes out and finds Kendra.
The thing that you hooked up with a lot of chicks because you knew about what that was.
That's right, exactly.
So then she goes off and she runs into Kendra.
Yeah, were you excited to see Kendra back?
Absolutely, I was excited to see Kendra back. But I sort of have a question. Like, so there are vampire slayers all over the place?
No. There's one vampire slayer.
But Kendra's a vampire slayer, too.
Well, something weird happened, which is that when the vampire slayer dies, the next one in the chain is called. And Buffy died for like 5 minutes in the episode Prophecy Girl.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and so when she passed away, the power was called upon to the next slayer.
So this was just like a one-time situation.
Yeah,
Kendra like got out of the bottle or something.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's all that happened. All right. Anyway, so Spike, we see a little scene where Spike, to remind us, I guess, that he can walk, he's just pacing back and forth for some reason. I don't know why. Didn't make much, like the risk wasn't worth the reward, whatever he was doing there.
It's like, true. And then he hears Drusilla coming. He pops back in the chair real quick.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. And I don't know. Angel like kills somebody. I think I don't remember what happened.
Well, this is like he someone worthy. That's later when he kills somebody. Oh. But this is like when he just tries to pull the sword out, like, and he can't. So he has to like figure out like the procedure to do that.
Right. Is this when we go to Manhattan?
Oh, and this is the great line where when they first show it to Spike says, "Oh, great, it's a big rock. My friends don't have a rock this big."
Yeah, who are his friends?
It's just a joke, motherfucker.
Oh, all right. All right. Do we go to Manhattan, 1996?
Yeah. Oh, I do want to say that before that, we see them gathering up the supplies to do the restoration spell on Angel, and they need an orb of Thessala, which is the thing that Angel threw against the blackboard in passion and broke. And Giles says he actually has one. He's been using it as a paperweight. And that was a callback to that magic shop in that episode. Remember, he said we sell these as new age paperweights. Wow,
I didn't pick up on that, but that's a great call.
Mm-hmm.
Great job. So then we go to Manhattan, 1996.
Yeah, Manhattan, 1996.
Okay, so Angel. So that whole thing earlier you were talking about, that was like the spell being his soul being put back into him, his soul being put into him.
Yes.
So that's the reason he's eating the rats. It's because he doesn't want to eat people.
Right, exactly.
I didn't quite understand the spell, why that happened, but
well, honestly, it's mostly setting us up for the next episode so that we know when the orb flashes and then you see the flash in Angel's eyes, that's him getting his soul back.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So he's eating rats and he's like really thin, and this is when the Whistler guy shows up.
Yeah. This, by the way, looks more like New York than anything in Scream 6.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. I've never been to New York, but I'll take your word for that. That seems right. So he shows up and he's like, I gotta show you something, or I don't know. So he takes him to Buffy, right?
Yeah. Well, first he gets a hot dog.
That was funny. Yeah, that was cool.
and then they go out to Los Angeles. Yeah.
I think he got mustard on it.
Yeah, this is sort of like a crossover with the movie. We see events from the movie, like the versions of those from TV Buffy.
Yeah, you're right. We saw Ben Affleck catch a basketball.
No, but we saw her get called by her watcher. We meet like the TV version of Merrick.
Of Sutherland, right?
Yeah, Donald Sutherland. And remember I told you like Joss Whedon hated Donald Sutherland because he wanted to change the script and everything?
Yes.
I always thought casting a big fat guy as Merrick was like a fuck you. I'm going to cast the opposite of you, Donald Sutherland.
Wow, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. So they mentioned a guy, Tyler. Is that the name of that guy or anything?
No, Tyler is just like the guy Buffy is dating at this point in her life.
But that's not the name of the 90210.
No, that's
wasn't his name Spike? Pike.
Yeah. Merrick is, by the way, played by Richard Reel from Office Space. He came up with the jump to conclusions, Matt.
Oh, I don't really remember that, but I've seen this guy's face for sure.
Yeah.
So she kills her first vampire. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
She goes home and mom and dad are arguing. I guess they're still together at this point, but not doing well. But she says, like, haven't you noticed these last few years? So they've only been divorced by at least a couple years, right?
I don't think they're divorced at this time.
No, not at this point, but like at present day.
Oh, yeah. They divorced, I think, like right before they moved to Sunnydale.
Okay. So is that it from the flashback?
Yeah, I mean, we see Angel in the sewer with Whistler, and he's like, wow, I do want to help. And he's like, yeah, she must have been prettier than the last Slayer.
Did we ever see the last Slayer?
I don't think that we do.
Wow. Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Should have cast me as the Slayer. And they'd be like, wow, Buffy is cute.
Anytime there's any role that has
I
yet
do it
to
as a
be
joke now.
I don't know.
That's not a good role for me. That was clearly a joke.
You can't be a woman. The
Exactly.
Slayer's always a woman.
Is that true?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. Well, actually, it is kind of explained, but not till like season 7.
Interesting. I don't think I ever knew that it had to be a woman. So my theory that it could be mom still on the table. It can only be a woman.
Although in the next episode, she doesn't seem to know what vampire slayers are.
That's a great point. Great point. So we're like taking the finals, right?
Sure.
Okay, we see a shot. I bring this up because we see a shot of the hallway and we see the trophy case, and I'm like, "Oh, Amy's mom is in the trophy case." So I always like that when we see the trophy case.
Yeah.
We learn about there's a vampire shows up, and the vampire's like, "Hey, go to the graveyard." And so Buffy's like, "Hey, I gotta go to the graveyard," and Kendra's like, "You can have my steak, Mr. Pointy."
Yeah.
I like Mr. Pointy.
Yeah, Mr. Pointy. Well, that sticks around. Buffy holds on to that steak in honor of Kendra. Yeah.
What happened to her steak?
I don't think Buffy just has one steak. Like Kendra likes to have one of everything.
Does Giles have a supply closet? Doesn't he have that little closet of stuff?
Well, remember the episode School Hard? It's like parent teacher night, and they're all whittling steaks. I think they just like keep making steaks for her.
God damn. Okay. All right, I like that. It's like a tight operation over there.
Yeah.
All right, so what happens? They go and fight. Buffy and Angel, they get in a fight. But while Buffy's gone, vampires come and they attack the library, right?
Yeah, it was a distraction, just like in the premiere episode of the season when she was bad. They did this where they sent her after a vampire in the bronze, and then like the whole point was to get her out of the library so that they can kidnap the people that were around the master.
Yeah, I remembered that this was familiar. I didn't know that was like a callback to the start. That's pretty cool.
Bookends the season.
That's neat. So this is what happens. Xander gets his arm broken. Giles gets taken by the bad guys. And Kendra, what happens to Kendra?
Drusilla kills her.
Drusilla, she like slits her throat or something?
She like hypnotizes her.
No blood, I don't think.
No, you see blood.
Oh, really?
She slits the fuck out of her throat with her fingernail.
Is her fingernail?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy. All right. So then Buffy, she's running. She's like, oh no, my friends are in danger. She's running back to school and it's in slow motion. And she runs in and
You get some more Whistler narration during the slow motion.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is when I realized it was Whistler. Like the beginning, I didn't realize. Oh no, I guess that makes sense. We didn't know who.
Yeah, because now you've seen him.
Yeah, exactly. And then the cops come in and they're like, "Hey, freeze!" And but they're not gonna kill her. She's a white girl. Was that funny?
Very funny.
And then so to be continued.
Yeah. Couple notes.
They do shoot at her though in the next episode. I guess I was.
Yeah. Couple notes. Things you didn't mention. Not much, but I like the moment where they finally do the ritual to take the sword out, and it still doesn't work. And Spike's response is just say, "Someone wasn't worthy."
Yeah, I thought that was good too.
That's great.
Yeah.
And the other thing I could talk about in the next episode because it keeps going. That's basically. Oh, and Buffy at one point tries to say Acathla, and she says like the sword of Al Franken. And so I thought it was funny we get an Al Franken reference.
Oh. She said that as she actually thought that was what it was called, or it was a joke?
It was a joke, I think. I think she meant it when she says alfalfa. She just fucked up. But Al Franken, I don't think she fucked.
Diagonally? Diagonally.
Yeah, I think it is like that, yeah.
All right. Well, I said last week I was going to try and re-rank all these episodes, but I didn't do that because I want to I'm going to do that next week. I'm going to let these episodes breathe because I didn't feel like doing that. But so I put this number 4 though.
After what?
Between When She Was Bad and Bewitched, Bothered, Bewildered.
What's my number 1 right now?
You number 1. Innocence, Passion, Prophecy Girl, When She Was Bad, Lie to Me, Angel, Schoolheart.
You could pop this at the top.
Very top of the list.
Yeah.
Wow, you love this episode.
Yeah. Becoming is a fucking classic. This is, I think, when the show really gets into the next gear. Like it's epic as fuck. Like we're spanning centuries and shit.
Yeah. You cleared up a lot of things. I didn't really understand what that spell. Like that seemed coincidental. Was that coincidental? That he ran into that town and the spell was being done at the same time?
No, he was in the town already. He killed a gypsy. That's why they were cursing him.
Oh, I guess you explained that earlier. Now I sound dumb. All right, sorry. Yeah, it's a great episode. I give it 4 stars, and at some point I'll give 5s, and maybe this will get 5.
Yeah, this is a 5 for me.
Yeah.
Who's your MVP?
Buffy Summers. She's great in this episode.
I think it's between Angel and Xander for me.
Angel, even with the accent.
Yeah, even with the accent. But I'm gonna go with Xander for the who cares scene. That's my favorite scene in the whole episode.
Yeah, but also he's being pretty selfish because he's just saying that because he doesn't like Angel. Like,
Not
Angel was
necessarily.
possessed.
He's like they killed fucking the love of Giles's life. Let's just fuck this guy up.
I think he's just saying that because in the next episode we see how selfish he is, right?
Yeah, we actually do.
So I sort of feel like there he's because I feel like if Giles is okay with it, then that's why I feel like it should be Giles' decision. Giles and Buffy's decision. You're right.
Yeah. Okay.
But all right. So LVP, what do you got?
What do you got?
I wrote Doug's wife, but it's not even his wife. It's his mistress.
Yeah.
Snyder? I wrote Snyder also. What did he do?
No, I like Snyder in that one scene. I think it's probably
Whistler?
I'm gonna go with Kendra. Is that all right?
Kendra, what
say?
the hell?
Yeah.
That's not okay.
All right.
Mr. Pointy, and she dies.
You know, when I was a kid, I used to think the Mr. Pointy thing was really lame, but now I kind of think it's funny.
That's funny. Joss Whedon says a lot of lame things. That's not even close to the... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Like, he says a lot of things I like, but also a lot of things... I feel like Oz says some things in the next episode I didn't like. This is like the first time I didn't like some Oz stuff.
Oh, I like when Oz says that Willow's head is head-sized.
That was okay. Oh, what I didn't like was when he was like... He says like your blood would be cute. Something.
Oh, you have cute blood. Yeah.
I didn't like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, his dialogue is really, really specific. And it stands out when he's writing the episodes.
Yes. All right, but so who's your LVP? I guess I'll go with that mistress lady. She didn't do anything for me. Did she say anything though?
She's not a mistress.
I know, but that's just funny.
I mean, if you're gonna give it to anybody in the episode, I guess it's her. Like,
why not Buffy MVP? She does the thing in the past too. She gets to play like popular.
Oh yeah,
Buffy.
that is good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Right,
Listen,
anyway.
everyone's This is my favorite episode.
Yeah, you're right. So who is your LVP then?
I'll stick with Kendra, but
oh yeah, Kendra.
I like her.
All right. By the way, they call Snyder a Nazi. Did you like that?
Of course, I like any references to the bad guy being a Nazi. Because right now, too many of people think good guys are Nazis.
All right, I'll go my LVP, the Nazi Snyder. I think he's better in the next episode. This one he just does like PDA, so he says, "Hey, stop the PDA."
Right. Okay.
All right. So next episode.